For a guy who grew up in a city, when I think Washington, I don't normally think sprawling hills and beautiful forestry. But that's exactly what I got when I landed in Yakima, Washington. Yakima is a city built on agriculture, and Kristy Titus was born to hunt. Watching me hike around forests makes it pretty clear that I don't call the forest my home. I tend to move about in a very cautious, everything is trying to kill me kind of way. Kristy, on the other hand, moves about the place with a confident grace that tells you she doesn't want to be anywhere else but here. When you meet Kristy, she instantly challenges even the tiniest bit of misogyny you may be hiding deep in your soul. In short, she's the manliest girly girl I've ever encountered. So I'm here, completely and utterly out of my element. And for a split second, I got a little freaked out a little bit.
Little anxiety. I had to fan you off. You're gonna be all right. It's all good.
And, what was the first thing I asked when I came out here? I was like, is there Wi-Fi out here?
You get out here and you look up, you look around, and you start paying attention, and it's that situational awareness that all Americans need to have, no matter where they're at. If you're on a street, if you're in a bar, if you're in a grocery store, you always need to know what's going on around you, and the nature aspect of being in the woods is a great place to remind you of becoming re-aware and reinvigorated with that.
Do you feel like the aesthetic benefit that hunters get from their type of guns kind of breeds a level of complacency when it comes to defending the Second Amendment right with respect to all guns?
I think all gun owners need to be more proactive. The issues that are happening in places like New York State, where they're outlawing rifles that have a platform with a pistol grip, well, that is a cosmetic feature that has nothing to do with the functionality of the firearm. That same pistol grip could go on my hunting rifle. So I think what we need to become is united and realize that the issues that people are facing from maybe a different appearing rifle, it affects all rifle owners, no matter what you're doing with your rifle. We don't have the Second Amendment to ensure that we have the right to hunt. That is not what the Second Amendment is for. The Second Amendment is so that we have the right to defend ourselves, to defend our freedoms, and it is a right that was given to us by our founding fathers of this great nation, and it's not a right that anybody has to take from us. But hunting is not, again, a blanket of protection to justify ownership of a firearm. Regardless of what you're doing. Everybody needs to stand together and unite, and their voice needs to be stronger now than ever in our history of our country. This is exactly what our founding fathers did not want to happen, is what we're facing in our country. And we're at a very critical time where everybody has to get together, rally their resources, and start educating people that guns don't kill, people do.
To hunt or not to hunt? Add that to the list of questions I've never asked. For me, hunting is a natural response to a deep drive I've felt since my earliest days. It was not learned, it's in my DNA. There is simply no other way to explain it. So I've never been able to understand the 300 million Americans who don't hunt. Many of them call me a barbarian. They say hunting isn't necessary because our food is found in the grocery store or served on trays. Hypocrisy can be their thing to own, as they preach against hunting while taking the last bite of a chicken sandwich or beef taco. Or better yet, dipping their celery in hummus while feeding their dog the ground up remains of slaughtered animals. Or my favorite of all, calling me an animal murderer from the safe confines of a massive city whose construction eviscerated the habitat of countless wild creatures. I'm willing and able to do my own killing. I know organic. I know humane death for the animal that provides me sustenance. Hunting allows me to nourish my body and soul. The sense of satisfaction generated by a meal that results from immense effort and acquired skill applied in the purest nature simply cannot be put into words. It is a good and natural thing to do. To claim hunting as cruelty is to deny the course of nature. If prey animals had a say in the matter, I am certain they would all opt for an end by a hunter's bullet or arrow, a soldier's death, over the claws, fangs, starvation, or disease that Mother Nature has in store for each and every one of them. I see the soft, pretty people in all of the chic Dallas hangouts and wonder how and why we have wandered so far from our roots. Are we guilty because we fought our way to the top of the food chain? The wolf and the lion seem to be okay in their places. Why can't we be more accepting? I will never apologize for being a hunter. I kill animals and I eat them. History, science, and my experience tell me I act according to design.
I came from Venezuela. The official line there is that American freedom is a lie. Even if you don't believe it, you're supposed to keep it quiet. As a woman, as a shooter, as a Venezuelan and US citizen, I'll continue to speak up for our freedoms. Because I know what can happen when people stop talking about their rights.
My time with Kristy made me appreciate simplicity and slow down, instead of zooming through life 100 miles an hour. Well, at least for about 30 minutes or so. After all that tree hugging, my trigger finger needed some exercise. Kristy and Caylen had the perfect course to test my skill at a style of shooting I'm sure I'm no good at.
First, if you're gonna run, you're gonna grab some ammunition, move up to your firing point, and you're gonna take 2 shots from the standing, move to a kneeling position, and take 2 shots. Those are both gonna be at a target at 100 yards. You're gonna repeat that process for another 2 rounds standing and 2 rounds kneeling. You're gonna take that rifle and you're gonna move to a barricade, 2 shots supported off the barricade from the standing position, 2 shots in a kneeling position. You're gonna move over into a prone position for a total of 5 rounds at a target of 440 yards.
And we're gonna go ahead and stand on the line here, shoot 1 arrow downrange. So we're gonna test out your newly learned
newly
skill.
found skill?
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it, yeah.
Time starts now. Hit! Miss! Hit! 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 Leave it.
Yeah.
442. Nice job.
Good shooting, man. You did good on the positional stuff for sure.
Next week on Noir. I fly out to California, land of the beautiful and home of the what the hell, to visit Richard Ryan, or as I like to call him, the Gadget Destroyer. I also make an impromptu stop at 3-gun legend Darren Butler's shooting range.